Welcome to the Magic City. We are here at Miami International Autodrome, the home of the Hard Rock Stadium. It's a multi-purpose sports and entertainment hub which has hosted Super Bowls, Baseball World Series, numerous rock concerts, and now Formula One. A lap of the Miami Grand Prix features 3.36 miles of track around Hard Rock Stadium, and 19 corners make up the Miami International Autodrome, which will challenge the drivers in a tight wheel-to-wheel race. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. An immense lap from Fernando Alonso yesterday puts him on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who will start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Russell, Norris, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, Hamilton, Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Ocon, Albon, Magnussen, Gasly, Sargent, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Joe, Tsunoda, and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And we walk into the commentary box, Anthony Davidson, and great to see you once again. What's caught your eye so far this weekend? Let's have a chat about Fernando Alonso.
Well, it was a really impressive lap in qualifying to get pole position, but are they going to be able to hold on to the lead into the first corner with so many quick starters around them? And apart from that, keep an eye out for anyone getting a good launch from the midfield. You see it happen from time to time, and it can really throw a spanner into the races of the quicker cars and push them into a more risky strategy.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the Miami Grand Prix, and it's lights out. Alonso gets a good start. Verstappen is right there, though. Then Russell, then Norris is in. Oh, no, Norris is getting swallowed up by Stroll and also by Perez, it looks like. Oh, dear. This is going to be big trouble for the McLaren driver. Tyres are cold for everybody, but Norris is still in fifth position. He's got Perez right behind him, followed by the two Ferrari drivers, Sainz and Leclerc. Norris is he's holding his position, he's holding it, but you know, McLaren hasn't showed much form this weekend so far. What can Norris do from fifth place? Well, we know that Max Verstappen is in the lead and he's likely to get away with this one, but it is only a 5-lap sprint race, so you just never know. I don't know what's with this weird kind of faux British accent, but I'm going with it. But I better stop rambling because Lando Norris has just overtaken Lance Stroll and is up into fourth place. Could he be in this race, ladies and gentlemen? Could Lando Norris actually do it? He's showing incredible form so far. He's got Russell, Alonso and Verstappen ahead of him, though, and that's no small task. And the question on everybody's lips is, can Lando Norris do it from here? That is the big question, Geoff and Vera. They're all line astern. There's not much between them at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like it's only about 10 seconds for the whole pack at this point. But look at Norris go. Look at Norris go, and he gets Russell. He gets George Russell on sector 3 on these very, very slow corners. Great for overtaking. And they're off, and now they're around the S's. Norris is doing very well. He's got a little bit to catch up to Alonso and Verstappen, though, and everybody knows those guys are going to be in good form this weekend, especially Verstappen, who doesn't lose anything pretty much ever. So, what have we got here? We've got, well, poor Ricciardo's down in last, but what are we going to do about that? Nothing we can say about that, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Albon doing well in the Williams in 14th, but there comes Norris now that they're all starting to spread apart just a little bit here. Spreading apart. We're looking at Norris right there. There he goes. Yes, he's coming up on Alonso, but Alonso's been in great form in that Aston Martin this season. Great form. So it's going to be tricky. It's going to be really, really tricky. But, you know that Geoff and Vera love a bit of Lando Norris, and we know they love the McLaren team. They're the underdogs here, but they are in third position right now. And Oscar Piastri down in 10th. I mean, what's happened to the Aussie? Who knows? Who absolutely knows what's happened to that poor kid? But Lando Norris is flying the flag for McLaren right now. Oh, yes, he is. There's Max Verstappen on screen, followed by Alonso. Here comes Lando Norris. A little bit of a gap between them, but I'm sure he can make this up. He's got to manage his tyres, though. It's been a problem for the McLarens all weekend, is these tyres. They just haven't turned on for the guy. But you know what it looks like to me? It looks like Lando's keeping up with him. He's keeping up with him very, very well, actually. Look at that. There he goes. There's still a bit of distance, but you know, the top three are concertinaing a bit well. It's been a great weekend for Alonso so far, so if he can hang on to second place in the podium, that will be good. But I know, ladies and gentlemen at home, that Geoff and Vera are rooting for Lando Norris. Here he comes. There's the top three. Verstappen, Alonso and Norris. Followed a little bit behind, it must be said, by Russell, Stroll, then Sergio Perez, and then the two Ferrari drivers who have not had a good weekend this weekend in 7th and 8th. Really not a good weekend at all. They were supposed to be, well, they were definitely looking at a podium when it came to qualifying, but all of a sudden, they're nowhere to be seen. But that doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, look, here comes Norris on Alonso. Norris on Alonso, he gets him round the corner in sector 3. Oh, in the stadium, in the grandstand section, Lando Norris up into 2nd place. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, that is what we like to see. We liked it now. But the question remains, can Lando get Max Verstappen? That is the big question. He's going to give it everything he's got. It's, you know, his engineer is on the radio to him. He's telling him what to do. They've been switching steering modes and all sorts of things. He must be careful of the big braking zones where he's had to change his brake bias on the fly all weekend just to get that car to behave. But he's looking pretty good. I don't know if Max Verstappen has got a problem or if it's just that Lando is driving superbly. But it might just be what's going on here. Ladies and gentlemen, Lando Norris gets Max Verstappen. He gets Max Verstappen. He is currently in 1st place. He is on provisional pole here for this race on lap 4 of 5. Oh, I can't believe it. Wouldn't this be the upset of the season? Lando Norris ahead of Max Verstappen, and Max Verstappen doesn't even have a problem with his car. His car's been in great form all weekend. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the driver of the season for Lando Norris at Miami. And there's wonderful track, long straights, fast S's, and a couple of really, really tricky slow corners at the end of sector 3 before they come back onto the main straight. But it looks like Lando is actually pulling away from Max. It looks like he's pulling away. How is he doing it, ladies and gentlemen? He is driving the hell out of that car. He is booted and scooted, ladies and gentlemen. And it looks like here they come into the slowest corners. Yes, under the tunnel, the grandstands in sector 3. Now, if Max is going to get him, this is where he's going to get him, because the McLaren has not been good in those slow corners. But it looks like he's managing to stay ahead. Just managing to stay ahead. Look at this. We've got Lando Norris, followed by Max Verstappen, followed by Fernando Alonso. 3 of them line astern. This could be anybody's in the last couple of laps. Absolutely anybody's. You know, if Lando just puts 1 foot wrong, you know, Max is going to be right there. And, you know, if Max puts 1 foot wrong, then Alonso is going to be right there getting 2nd place. So, I don't know if you're annoyed with this and getting sick of this accent by now. I don't even know what kind of accent it is. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible, ladies and gentlemen. I've got nothing to say about it. All I can say is it's looking great. We're on the last lap of this 5-lap sprint. And Lando, look at the gap Lando Norris has got on Max Verstappen. It's unbelievable. I believe Lando has only been practicing this track for about 60 minutes. He's never driven in Miami before. Not on the simulator, not in real life, not on anything. And look at him, he is just wiping the floor with these guys. Absolutely wiping the floor with them. Well, it looks like we're coming up to the final parts of the lap. Here we go into sector 3, the slow corners around this slow U-turn. He goes, yep, and then out, flicks to the left, around the shot, then right round to the left again. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Back, 1 more left and back onto the main straight. Here we go. Final bit. So long straight, one of the longest in the calendar that Lando has got to keep Max behind him. Keep in mind, Max is going to have DRS. So is he within 1 second for the DRS? No, it doesn't look like it. His back flaps are down. Lando Norris comes into the final 2 corners before hitting the checkered flag. What a race by Lando Norris. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, around the final corner for the checkered flag. Lando Norris wins the Miami Grand Prix.
Fantastic drive. That's just fantastic. Amazing. You deserved that race win. Well done, mate.
Brilliant stuff from McLaren today. What a superb victory. And look at that, they're making their way out onto the podium now. Great race for the McLaren team, and I'm very happy to see them there on the top step of the podium. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I think for driver of the day, I'd probably pick Lando Norris. He lived up to every inch of his reputation today, and I think he'll be going home, quite rightly, a bit proud of himself.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who's joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.